Okay. Hey, and now we're live.
It's that quick.
welcome to 4T. Welcome back. All right, it's your girl Yuva,
Girl Robin.
and welcome to 4T, where every day is great to be 40. All right. and it's the perfect age where you what? When you're old enough to know,
Why, but
but
young
young
enough,
enough to
no,
grow.
old enough to know, young enough to grow.
That's right. Everybody, welcome back. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. If you've been here before, go ahead and hit subscribe and like and hit that notification
Please
bell so
like.
you know when we are on live. And well, this is not live, but hey, you know what I mean. Anyway,
We're on live.
okay, yes, we're live and we're supposed to be for Wednesday, but okay, we're working out the kinks, y'all. We're working out the kinks. All right, so we're getting into our Black History Month. Cannot forget about that. Even though we celebrating Black History 24/7, and we're gonna go into Black History. We're gonna do. Everybody think it's cliche, but you can't. You'll be remiss in your duties if you forget to mention the Honorable late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Okay.
Um,
Number one.
Everybody think it's cliche, but he is, I mean, people have been suffering and struggling long before he came along, but he made so much progress, and he was also a
Mhm.
martyr for the cause, with countless marches and things that we are still facing to this day, issues with voting. I
Yeah.
mean, in Selma, and
Voting
it's so
fraud.
much, you know, and the monument, the monument down in DC is great, and the holiday that we got, I was part of that march on Washington, y'all, to get the holiday for Dr. King. So thank you, Mom and Dad, for um, letting us be a part of that, or make. Well, we probably didn't have a choice, but to know what that's about. So that's big, and yeah, there will be none of this that
Without
we
him.
opportunities that we had today because of his struggle and his fight and for our ancestors. So God bless Dr. Martin Luther King and his
Mhm.
family. May he rest in power. And we still struggling. And I know some of us make you cringe about what's going on, but we still struggling, we still fighting, and we still want to hold you the utmost respect and ourselves as well. So thank you. Okay, so we're moving into today's topic, and this topic has been heavy on my mind because sometimes you do things and you wonder, what the heck, what was I thinking? Am I having a midlife crisis? Oh my God. And yes, I think so. So, what is a midlife crisis? Okay, so it just depends on how long you live. Nobody knows. They don't have a crystal ball for how long you're going to live, but it's allegedly somewhere between the ages of 40
Mhm.
and
14.
60. And then I give or take a 10-year, they said allow a 10-year wiggle room, because some people do start their midlife crisis in their 30s. They freak out when they leave their 20s. They're just like, oh my God, I'm old. But typically it's usually in that age range. So um and what is a midlife crisis? They're saying that, the different places that it's not I thought it was a clinical diagnosis, but it's not.
No.
It's
It's
more
a.
psychological. It has to do with what a person goes through. And I'm imagining something hormonal as well. Because even though men don't
Mhm.
have a menopause, I think they do go through something hormonal as well. I don't know. I would have to get a doctor on the show.
They don't have menopause.
But I'm thinking something's going on, because they're saying that menopause affects the midlife crisis for women. Um, it's a period of transition. What it really is a period of transition,
Mhm.
where someone may struggle, um, depending on, I guess, male or female. Well, no, it doesn't matter. So men and women go through this, and I'm imagining. transgender as well because you are either a
Did you
man.
say transgender?
Yeah, I'm just saying, but they have to go through it too because it's about age and all this
Oh,
non-binary
okay.
stuff and everything. That
Well,
doesn't that doesn't come
this
into
gender,
play because you're still going
this gender flip, right?
to
Later in life.
yeah. It's where you kind of where you I guess you're comparing where you are in life to where you want to be or where you hope to be.
Just feeling
And
unfulfilled.
and that can look like a whole bunch of different things. And people were like, how do you know you are in a midlife crisis as opposed to being depressed
Hmm.
or what they call a phase? And then they said some characteristics are similar, but I guess the main thing is that you don't come. Depression is a little more intense, and you can speak on this, Robin. Like I guess they can't like in a midlife crisis, you do come out. You come out, you might go back in. You come out, you might
Hmm.
go back in, but you do come out. Depression, it depends how
It's
depressed a
like
person is.
you're more irritable, probably withdrawal, isolation. Your sleeping habits change. Your eating habits change. You're not interested in the things you used to be. So maybe that's the part that might sound like midlife crisis because you lose interest, but you lose interest in everything, looking at TV, getting up out the bed. So it's more like severe versus contemplating where I'm at, being a little bit off putting about, dang, I don't want to be here. You will process, and I see it as midlife crisis is processing where you're at and where you want to be and figuring out
Right.
if where you're at is good enough or you want to move to the next level. Because we're at the
Yeah.
age where we're right before going into our senior years, right? So we don't feel
Mm-hmm.
like there's more pressure on us. We don't feel like we have enough time to really build on anything. So I think we feel more pressure, and that's what the midlife comes in.
Right. And yeah, they're saying you're feeling a lack of confidence. You're
Mm-hmm.
feeling like maybe you need a redo. You're dealing a lot with
Yeah.
reminiscing about the past. Like, oh, when I was young, I was this way, or I had all
Mm-hmm.
I had all the chicks,
Yeah. All
or
the
now,
ladies.
I had all the dudes, or whatever, and you might be feeling like, oh, wow, feelings of nostalgia. You just constantly going down memory lane, remembering
Mm-hmm.
yesteryear as opposed to looking forward to what you got going on ahead of you. um, what else? They said I'm feeling really bored, like you've done everything that you wanted to do
Mm-hmm.
and or that you're able to do right now and you're just feeling bored. Um, I guess when you're single, it could come across as being like extremely lonely or frustrated that relationships are not working out. Or if
Okay.
you're married, maybe looking for something else. You're looking like maybe where is it going? You're stuck in a rut and
Yeah.
you feel like you're not getting out. Um, Gosh, it's just people always dread that period, or it might be a period where you're just trying to recapture some youth. So you might go ahead
Mm-hmm.
and cut all your hair off, or wear some extremely revealing clothes, things that you wouldn't normally do, and you probably
Yeah.
shouldn't do, but you want to do it.
You're trying to
And you're like,
retrace your roots, huh?
yeah, you just like, wait a
We
minute,
can't be 20 again.
yeah,
I don't want to
let
be
me go
20
back to
again.
that time because that was a good time in my life, or I felt
Mm-hmm.
less stressed because I had less responsibilities.
Abilities, we have a lot.
um so you feel like okay, for men, what do they always say, the men, according to Golden Girls, Dorothy's husband, he was losing his hair, so he got a toupee and a Corvette and
I
traded
remember
her in
that.
for a younger woman.
Yeah,
you
Stan, good
know
old Stan.
Saying, oh gosh, traded her in for a younger woman and a Corvette. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so he was definitely having a midlife crisis. Um, Gosh, just excessively thinking about what you need to do better, like just not being happy with anything, not content about your physical, your financial, anything. Just like, oh gosh, you know, I don't know, but some people go through that maybe in their 20s and stuff, and or they just feel frustrated or always
Yeah.
comparing themselves with other people,
Mm-hmm.
even though. And I think social media
Yeah,
Probably making it worse.
making it worse because now we can, and then the bodies aren't. Well, that's a whole nother story. But the bodies aren't even real half the time. But they're doing, they're presenting the image that we're supposed to be, and for women especially, men are looking at these younger women and
It's the models.
yeah, instant model. You can alter stuff. It could be real. You can alter stuff in real life. You can alter stuff, fake. You can anybody can be pretty these days. They got a good filter. So they shape and then they get involved with the image. These men are, and women, I'm sure, pouring out all these money to people, um, you know, on the, making them, these young women are making a lot of money off of these men, especially men probably in their 40 and up, not everyone, but I'm sure a lot of people get drawn in because you're missing that life you used to have, or, the
Hmm.
life that you think you need.
Right.
So it's true.
And that's why I just like, I guess when they say it can begin at different points for everybody, it depends on what you're going through, and that's why I just said the 40. I use the 40s as a basis because it's
Mm-hmm.
changes in your career
Mm-hmm.
or your career path, family life.
Mm-hmm.
You have parents that are getting older. You have things that they're going through, or you may be a grandparent at this age. Thank God. Thank you,
Right.
sons, for not making me a grandparent. I'm not ready because I think that title in itself makes you feel some kind of way.
Yeah. We
Especially when
grandpappy, grandmommy.
you thinking you still young and spry, and then somebody, grandma, you like what? Oh no, not grandma. Call me G-ma. Call me
Yeah.
grandma. Call me grandmother. Call me
G
something.
mama.
Call me G.
Yep.
They
Everybody,
don't
that's what
want
the
to hear.
names are
They
now.
don't want to hear
Gigi, G
grandma. They
ma.
just
They
like,
don't hear grandma.
and then you got stuff going on like this long gray head that I got going on over here, which
I
is
got a short one.
I'm like, oh
On the
no,
side.
that's gray. But it is what it is. It's just like it's just a part of life, and I think it is scary because you're just like, oh my gosh, I'm my parents. Because we always thought our parents were so old. But when you get to this point, you feel good. Because I don't feel old. Some days I can't do no Megan Thee Stallion drop it low challenge and all that stuff. But I don't. I most days I feel pretty good, and I don't feel like
That be
I'm
aching though.
mid age, but I know I am. But I'm just like, oh no. But then you start thinking about it, you're like, oh my gosh, like this same time, fast forwarding 40 more years, I'm gonna be 80 and I will be old.
Yeah.
And so, and it makes you wonder, well, do 80-year-olds feel old? Because like I said, we just celebrated my great grandfather's my great aunt, my great grandfather's youngest sister, her 96th birthday.
Oh wow.
90 was it 96 or 98? I think no, I'm sorry, 98th birthday. And that's a blessing. But she up there chilling. She up there eating cake. She was drinking her beer. She was chilling so hard. And she's like, she don't feel oh, she remember she was telling us a story about her brothers that she wanted to hang with the guys because the girls were boring. They wanted to be ladylike and stuff, and she wanted to hang out with the fellas. So yeah, so I was just like, wow, her mind is sharp. So you only as old as you feel. That's real. That's real talk.
Yeah.
So it's a mindset. But some of these things can have you really, and these are some of the things that we're going to be covering later in other shows that we're going to be talking about because things do happen. Physical changes, your health changes. You might not have eaten so well in your youth, and so it's catching up with you now. All them cheese fries from Flamers is definitely
From
catching up.
where? Oh,
I'm
there we
like,
go.
whoa, look at these hips. I'm like, oh Lord. I'm like, but or trying to fit exercise in and where we didn't really have to worry about that when we were young because we had that metabolism
Mm-hmm.
and we walked everywhere and we were just active normally. We wanted to go to the pool because that's where the guys were going to be. You know, we want to go swimming, we want to go outside, we want to ride bikes, we want to do all these things, hang at the basketball court, and do all these things. And they just normally was exercise, but now you really have to work out, really watch what you eat.
That's true.
Really not drink so much, because all of those hidden calories in you're drinking more calories than you probably eating. I'm like,
Being
oh,
over 40 isn't fun. I don't enjoy eating anymore.
you gotta really think about it. Whereas before you just be like, yum yum.
Yeah.
I'm about to go get this. You better think about it, because if
I
you don't,
mean, I do now, but it makes eating not fun. So that's since you went to a midlife crisis, it wasn't me.
yeah,
Not being to eat whatever you want. And well, I was gonna ask you, but I know is there I know sometimes that stress can push people to do things and to be more, like to go for things, versus being under duress, So with the midlife crisis, does any positive things come out of it? Is it all negative? Can you mention exercise? I would think that would be a good effect. Like they're starting to take care of their bodies because they're feeling older and, watching what they eat. And, it may
yeah.
have like a, kind of like
I definitely
positive
think you
effects.
can. Yeah, I definitely think you can get something positive out of going through. It helps you plan,
Mm-hmm.
because if you see that, let's say your parents weren't prepared, or they get into a point, it helps you
Yeah.
start thinking about, oh, I don't want my kids to be in the same predicament, so let
Right.
me sit down and make a plan. And if this happens, again, you can't predict the future. Some of the parents outlive the children, but
Right.
you want it to be as seamless as possible for your children. You don't want them struggling to have to figure out, whether to put you this place. So it gets you thinking about things that you probably wouldn't be thinking about and preparing for, and actually preparing for. Because thinking and doing is two different things.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be like,
It'll
okay,
push you into it.
I need to hurry up and grab this life insurance policy, so they won't be doing a GoFundMe for my funeral.
Yeah.
I
That's
need to go
true.
ahead
That's
and,
true.
it helps you put things into perspective. If you are a grandmother, maybe, I don't know, I can't speak on it, but maybe it'll help you start thinking about saving for their future, or slapping your kids and making them think about it. Hey, put the money in a 529 plan for their baby, so they don't be struggling in college. It really should
Mm-hmm.
make you more responsible. And if you're not on track, it helps you get on track. Like, okay, well, I have this time. Okay, this is all, I'm at this certain point in my life. If I didn't accomplish this, now is a good time for me to do it now and
Yeah.
stop putting it off. Because, yeah, my best years, my younger years were behind me, but they're not necessarily my best years. Any years that I have here is going to be my best years.
Yeah.
So don't look at,
Refocus.
right. You don't look at your youth as the best time. That's just your early period. And now you in this
Mm-hmm.
phase. So
We was
embrace
effing up.
it. Embrace it. Find your best self. Maybe you can't just automatically stop and go be a vegan. But like you
No.
said, watch what you eat. And you should have been doing that anyway. But now it's making you really have to think, pause up, because maybe your stomach hurting. Because
Mm-hmm.
after you eat that cheese pizza, you ain't feeling like you used to when you was 20. So it's helping you recalculate, and maybe I'll get the the cheese free pizza, even though it don't sound good. It's your new lifestyle change. So it
Yeah.
forces you to really grow up if you haven't already.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't think it's anything. I love hanging around young people. I love talking to them, because you learn a lot from them. I love hanging around older people because you learn a lot from them as well. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it helps you, just get a grip on what you really want in life. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely the upswing of this. Are you going to look like what you looked in the mirror naked as you did when
No.
you was 20? Hell no.
No.
Everybody
No.
be like, "Ooh, she's hot." Oh, this, yeah, and I be like, "Am I hating?" No, but I'm like, "Of course she's hot. She's 20." Yeah, come on. Oops, excuse my French. Of course she hot. Yeah, I was hot at 20. It's just like, duh. Be like, whoa. Oh, okay. So
I don't.
yeah,
I can
and then
I
there's a
can
lot of
understand
hot
that question.
women who've had kids,
Uh
really,
huh.
really worked on their body or got
Yeah.
therapy,
There
or
are.
like
They
J
could.
Lo. And
Maybe
it's
they didn't
people that
ruin
it's real life people. It's these two nurses that I work with, and when she told me she had 5 kids, I was like, "What? No way!" And I
Yeah, I know
know
someone else with
I
5
wouldn't
kids.
bet my life that she didn't have surgery, but she just looked. I mean, she didn't look fake. It was just all naturally snatched, and it's
Mm-hmm.
just like that's
Genetics.
amazing. You got good genes,
Yeah.
girl. That
Oh God.
unfortunately didn't happen for me, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm still cute.
Well, she probably didn't have a, when you have something like, well, that's going to a whole
Her
nother
husband
thing.
like
Yeah.
it, or so he say he do. I don't know, but it's what
I,
it is.
I think I had one, but it was so much that happened, a death, a divorce. They both of them happened in the same year. But I don't feel like it was in the form of, depression or me freaking out. And then I had a stressful job. So it was like three things happening at once. So, oh, sorry guys. I see it as a fresh start. Um, more or less. Like I'm reconnecting with people. I'm a different person. I'm trying to, it makes me more in tune with myself. Um, and yeah, I mean, I'm in a transition mode, and transition is never supposed to be easy. So I do think that whatever crisis I had propelled me into something. It didn't feel like I wasn't out of control. I was still going to work. Maybe that's the difference between having a little crisis and being depressed. Like I was still functioning.
Right.
I was able to get out the bed and keep doing things, but I didn't have a purpose. I didn't know why I was doing these
Right.
things. So
Right.
now I think, if anything, our show, and after that, I want to be purposeful in what I do. Like I don't want to just be. I think after 40,
Mm.
you find
Preach,
purpose.
girl, preach.
And so whatever that is, I'm hoping that I think the crisis hopefully can give us a fresh start if we do have them. So don't freak out if you do. I mean, they were giving some tips about reconnect, focus on your love life, focus more on your love life, not less. If you're struggling, focus more on it. Focus on yourself, keep track of your changes, like track your progress. Journal. You can journal or different things like that. This is just coming off my head. If I would be journaling my progress to see, okay, where was I in March of
Right.
2022, but now I'm in September 2022. Like, what have I done? The changes I made, has my way I view things changed? Am I growing? And like we said, add healthy habits, which people are doing. So, but they say make time for your love life, because that can struggle because you're so focused on yourself and your own needs. Sometimes the love life can suffer. So yeah, but mostly reconnect with yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I did. And transition isn't hard. So I feel like midlife crisis is transition, because it doesn't feel good, but in the end of it, if you push through it, you may come out with an outcome that's better than what you started with, like you were saying.
Right.
So, but I do think that I had one. It just wasn't. A crisis doesn't have to be detrimental to your life. It can help propel you to a different, and move you forward in your life, basically.
Right.
So, but yeah, but I don't think it's bad all the time. I think it's just depends on the person, how fragile they are, and everything else. So,
Yeah. And it helps you be less selfish, because I think when you're younger, you're in a more, not, I won't say selfish, but you're thinking about yourself. So that is selfish. So
mm-hmm.
you're thinking more about yourself, whereas when you get in a midlife crisis, you're thinking about yourself, but you're also thinking more about how this is affecting everybody else.
Right.
The actions that I do, you're more, I guess, more accountable.
Conscientious. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're more accountable. You're holding yourself, or you should be holding yourself more accountable, and that may help you snap out of crisis mode.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you're just like, hold on now, I can't. This is going to affect how many people.
Mm-hmm.
Decisions that I want. I have everything that I need. I can't always have everything that I want.
Yeah,
Okay, and I could work towards that as long as it's not causing any distress or anything for anybody else. And
that's true.
it helps you put it in perspective. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like, wow, it really does put you in a deep thought, or it should. And if you're struggling with it, as always, get some counseling. It's nothing wrong with counseling, therapy, whatever you want to call it, the talk.
Check in. If you don't want
Right.
to check in with a counselor, check in with the best friend that you can keep. Someone don't. I'm not gonna say people don't talk to your family members, but I'm a big proponent of outside, unbiased help. It doesn't have to be a counselor, but just someone that can give you um, clear direction without feelings, what they
Right.
feel you should do. And it's hard to
Right.
do that when you're family. So I'm not saying you shouldn't talk to your family. I'm just saying maybe this is my feel. I just feel like you should have some unbiased, because sometimes we give advice on and includes our feelings when we care about you. So um, yeah, reach out, talk to someone. Sometimes people check in, even in my profession, just a day. They just
Right.
want to know, hey, am I making the right decision? And it could be they're going towards that crisis area and want to make sure that they're. It's like when you come this far, when you reach the age of 40, I do think we do more checking in because we don't want to retract back. We have so much baggage. We don't want to retract back to what we were doing before,
No, don't go
which is
back to the
probably how the
past.
crisis comes on to begin with
Right.
because we
Yeah.
want to do something different. So
Leave the
we don't
past
want to
in
be
the past.
stagnant, you know, no
He be like, the
stagnation.
past was good. The past made me who I am,
Right.
it helped build me, whatever didn't kill you make you stronger. That is
Mm-hmm.
true. And just leave the past in the past. You can reminisce and think about it if you want, but just leave it there. Leave it there and
Mm-hmm.
move forward. And just realize
That's
that
true.
each day is a gift. That's why it's the present. And yeah, it sounds cliche-ish, but it's real. It's
Mm-hmm.
really real. And I think at this age, I'm really realizing that, um, blessed to have an opportunity to be here. Like you said, some people
Mm-hmm.
don't make it to this age. So
No, they don't.
consider
Yeah, think
yourself
about that.
blessed. And yeah, so we're definitely going to leave it right there for you guys. Hope we were able to help you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Hope this helps. Hope this talk helped. And again, you probably already haven't talked with your pastor or your friends trying to get through this rough patch. And just realize that things ain't gonna be the same. You might pee a little when you sneeze. you
That's
might
another topic.
you might get the gray hair. You might, it's just a lot of things changing, and I get it. But don't stress out. Don't panic, and know that it's all good things and bad things come to an end. Okay,
Yeah.
so you have control over your life. You
Mm-hmm.
have control over what happens. Just
Mm-hmm.
know the difference and don't freak out. And
DMS. DMS. I'm interested in knowing what I shared my sort of midlife crisis, story. I want to know our viewers' midlife crisis. If you viewing us on Facebook, um, you know, comment, YouTube, comment, let us know how you got through your crisis.
or how
For
you're
those
getting
who still
through it.
going through their crisis, we can
Right.
answer any questions you have. Not just talking, we got some professionals on this panel. So if you have any questions about it or what to do next, put that down in the comments. Please like and subscribe, so you can follow some other shows that we have. But I'm interested in knowing what you guys have. I can't be the only one. I'm
Never
sure
crisis.
Eva had her own. We have our own. We can't be the only ones that's ever experienced this. And
Mm-mm.
40 seems to be that significant age. So let us know. Let us know what
Let us
your
know.
what your midlife crisis story was, and how
Or
you dealt with
is.
it.
And
That would
yeah,
be great.
and how you got through it.
Yeah, how you got through it. That'd be good. We're gonna look out for it. We're gonna respond. So we're gonna be looking out for it. People on Facebook, people on YouTube, let us know.
So leave those comments, guys. And thank you so much for joining us at 4T. It's your girl Yuva.
It's your girl Robin.
And we'll see y'all next week. We'll see y'all on Wednesday. This was supposed to be a recorded show, but hey, you
We
got us
here.
live.
You'll
It
see us
is what it
again.
is. And you can come check us out later. Until next time, and good health, y'all. Peace.
Peace.